We live, Tiga. We live, man. 2025. Been a while.
It's crazy. We're back. Choices Basketball Elite Podcast. Mumba, the voice, number one podcast in the world. You don't know?
Say, talk. Hey, talk it, man. Talk it. You don't know how it is, man.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what? We started it. We were the first. We were the first. We the foundation. All the podcast. Much
you was
love to
the
everybody. Know this.
you was the brain behind all this throughout COVID. You brought up this podcast. It has been so successful, and so many other people copycatting from us. I think they owe us some money, just between me and you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they owe us some money, or they need to definitely big up the Elite Podcast. They just show some love because we definitely loving all the podcasts that's out in the VI in the Virgin Islands. We loving it. All are doing big things, but definitely show some love to the OGs. We started it. We inspire. We motivated, and you guys doing big things. Everybody doing the big things. So much love to everybody, but definitely show some love to the Elite Podcast. Don't disrespect for
That's
sure.
facts. That's facts, man.
Yeah. So shout out to Beanie, shout out to Pang as well too.
Yeah, definitely. We got Beanie always involved. My sister Carrie Ann,
Carry
um,
on, the boss lady.
the
You know,
boss Dean Mac, Donald
Mac.
Ball, Spud, everybody who are always behind Choices Basketball Association and the Elite Podcast.
Yeah.
Look,
Shout out to Karen.
yeah, we just need a little break because all we doing our own little venture, but we still together and we still one team.
Yeah. Shout out to Lanis.
Oh, for sure, one
Yeah.
hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Shout out to everybody. Definitely everybody. Much love to everybody. So yeah, man. But we here, man. 2025 Tegan again. Much love to you and CB and everybody that's doing the thing, man. Once again, you're doing a fabulous, amazing thing for the youths there, man. For the high school athletes in the Virgin Islands and St. Croix. Once again, we here. So definitely, man. This is amazing, man. So much love to you, man, and all the sacrifices you do for the athletes and the island, and the Virgin Islands as a whole, man. So definitely much love and respect and appreciation to you, man. Always, I
I
always got to give you
appreciate that,
that.
and just something special to the Virgin Islands community. When I started this journey, I started it in 2005. Currently, we're in 2025. It's been 20 years since Choices Basketball, non-profit organization, has been into formation throughout the Virgin Islands, helping the Virgin Island youth, doing so many, you know, after school programs, training, summer camps, basketball leads, summer leads, training, traveling. I mean, if you put anything in terms of basketball and education, we pretty much been at the forefront. So 20 years, I think this year we probably need to celebrate 20 years of just giving back to the Virgin Islands.
Facts, facts. I agree, man. I definitely agree.
It's been a long time. I mean, I can't even believe
Very
it's
long
20
time.
years. So
Yeah,
I mean,
time
it just
flying.
goes to show when you believe in something and you have people like yourself and my sister and so many people who was behind me who just took a thought that we just wanted to change the atmosphere in terms of what we are doing in terms of the St. Croix community. And you guys were so, supportive. It just gave you that kind of energy to go out and whether you fail or not, we just wanted to make a difference. It had nothing to do with making money. It had nothing to do with a name. You know, we just wanted to do whatever we can do because we understood that basketball and sports in general, especially yourself being a two-sport athlete. Let me pump you up a little bit. Major league player, collegiate player, Morris State. I mean, sports is what took us away from the life of crime, the streets, and it kind of refocused our energy into something great. And it was so great that we can channel that energy and represent the Virgin Islands, and now being able to give back to the next generation. That's it. Just warms my heart every time I wake up.
Well said, Tiga. Well said. You couldn't say any better, man. You couldn't say any better.
Oh, for
You
sure,
know.
for sure. But tonight, for sure, man, it's not really about us. I just wanted to give a little background. We have 4 scholarships that we created. Scholarship is in my name, of course. The Kevin Teagan Shepherd Scholarship, the Dean Haywood Scholarship. He was the head coach. He coached me and you at the Educational Complex. We call him the
Yep.
Bust.
The bus.
One of the best coaches in the Virgin Island history. The Donald Bow Scholarship. He's still coaching to this day, even more years than ourselves, 30 plus years in the game. And then we have the Derek Miller Scholarship. So we have 4 scholarships, each scholarship worth $1,000 to these high school athletes. And we definitely know it's not a lot of money in terms of the grand scheme of things, because we do know the inflation and everything in terms of collegiate costs. But we do know $1,000 can go a long way. Cause trust me and you've been in college, and yeah,
Yeah.
we ain't even have $100, much less 1,000. So $1,000 can go a long way.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's
this
true.
will help.
That's true. Yeah, that's true, man. So that's, it's just it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing, for the kids them to get opportunity to achieve this, and definitely you mentioned uh Dean Haywood, Derek Miller, Dana Bowen, yourself, man. You know, four amazing coaches, man. Four amazing coaches that's coached thousands and thousands of kids. Spend a lot of time away from their family. So it's only right that we honor them this way, as well as yourself.
Definitely, and many more coaches throughout the Virgin Islands. But not only I'm gonna just put myself on the side. Not only are those men that you mentioned great coaches, but they're even better human beings, and that's the
Very
beauty
true.
about it. They
Yeah.
it's not about they playing a game alone, but about your life, about who you are, how you're gonna transcend basketball and step into the Virgin Island community and be a successful human being. And I salute all those coaches, man. And I just hope and thank God that I can follow in their footsteps and continue to do God's work.
Yes.
Yep, yep. So the floor is yours, Mumba. Without further ado, I'm gonna tell the crew. I know most of these nominees because I've done so much basketball in the territory. You obviously is in the state of Florida. I won't tell everybody where you did because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
keep that a lot.
Yeah, I'm a wanted man, man. Like Tupac said to you, yeah, you gotta worry about the payback.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so so yeah.
You go do most of the interview, and I will come back in as you finish with the male and female athletes, and I will chime in. And yeah, the floor is yours. And whenever you're ready to introduce the mass audience to this year's 2025 interscholastic athletes nominees, take the floor.
Yeah, man. So we will be introducing, the 2025 nominees, and I will bring them in because personally I want them to introduce themselves, and it's only right we give them the respect that way. So we will be bringing them in one by one, and I will be, all the nominees, they're looking good, they're looking sharp, they're representing. Welcome, 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 nominees, welcome. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
doing good as well.
Pretty good.
I could.
everybody doing good?
Yeah.
Well, welcome, welcome. And first of all, congratulations to all you guys, for being the nominees. It's an honor, it's an honor to on this Saturday to interview you guys. So, so Anissa, you want to be the first and introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah. Um, Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, you could go ahead. We start with you, and then we follow up with Lenroy, then Zamoy, then Jeslanik, and then we finish off with Brandon with the introductions.
Um, my name is Anisha Detaville. I just go to St. Croix Central High School. I play basketball for the Caribs, and I'm a point guard. And yeah, I was born and raised here.
Next.
My name is Lamar Richardson. I attend St. Joseph Catholic High School, and I play for Good Hope Country. I wasn't born in St. Croix, but I was raised here. I was born on the island of St. Thomas.
Okay.
My name is Lamoy Swanston. I go to St. Central High School. I play basketball and volleyball. In basketball, I play the shooting guard, sometimes the point guard, and yeah.
My name is Jeslanik Bachelor. I attend Central High School and I play basketball and I play point guard.
My name is Brandon Springer. I go to St. Croix Educational Complex. I play basketball and I run track. I do other different type of sports, and that's about it. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome, gentlemen. And we get right into it. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to your parents. Thank you to all your supporters. Thank you to your coaches. Definitely big up to all the schools and all the teachers and everybody that's made a major impact in you guys' lives to give you guys this opportunity to move forward in your life and in your career. So we'll get right into it. And we're gonna start off with Anisha, and then we pretty much gonna go in line to Leroy, Zamoy, Jesladik, and then Brandon. And the first question is, coconut, guava, or pineapple?
So I don't really like tart, but if I was to eat one, it would be coconut.
Okay, coconut.
Yeah,
So we
for
got
me,
coconut.
I don't eat tart, so I wouldn't know which one is like, which one is the best or whatnot. So I can't really choose.
No, you gotta pick one. You gotta pick coconut.
Okay, if I were to pick one, I'll probably
Yeah.
say coconut then.
Okay, so coconut. Even though if you don't eat tart, just pick a flavor. We just want to see. You know.
Coconut for me.
Unmute Zamoy.
I said coconut for me.
Okay.
I rather guava.
Got guava. So we got guava.
Yeah, I choose coconut.
Okay, so we got four coconut and one guava. So and some of the people in the chat don't agree, but hey, I don't know. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick coconut myself too. Coconut or guava, but I'll go with coconut. So favorite. We'll start with Brandon on this question. Favorite place to eat. Favorite place to eat on St. Croix.
My favorite place to eat, I think I would choose Angry Nate's in town.
And grenades.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jeslanik.
My favorite place to eat is El Sol.
Also.
Yeah.
Okay. Also. And then Zamoy.
I would say my mother house.
Okay, so your mother house. So when you gonna invite when you gonna invite the nominees and this panel to your mother house to taste that good food?
I mean, I don't know whenever she cook up big again, they could come
Oh,
eat.
okay, nominees. I hear that right. All I hear what the boy says. So make sure I hold you to that.
My favorite place to eat is probably 2+2.
My
Plus two.
favorite place to eat is Island Vibes.
Okay, so we got a wide variety. That's good. That's good. That's good. Favorite Freco flavor. So we start off with Anissa.
Um, my favorite I don't know what it called. I guess it's blueberry, the blue one, but that's my favorite.
Okay, so blueberry.
For me, the green one, I think it called lime, lemon lime, lime.
For me, I would say I don't mix my own, so cherry and banana.
Mine is also blueberry.
Okay, so we got two with blueberry.
Mine is Tambran.
Favorite food to eat and least favorite food to eat. And we're gonna start off with Jaslanik, and then we follow up with Brandon, and then we go back up to the top with Anissa.
My favorite food to eat is seafood. My least favorite is I don't really have a least favorite because I eat everything. To be honest,
You sound like me. You sound like me. What about you, Brandon?
My favorite food is pizza, and my least favorite is uh, I don't really have a least favorite. I really like to eat a lot. You know, like,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. That's good. I could relate to that.
Um,
My favorite food is tacos. Any kind, preferably like chicken tacos or beef tacos. And my least favorite food is probably seafood.
my favorite food is chicken and bacon, and my least favorite food is plantain. I don't like the taste of plantain at all.
Okay.
My favorite food is chicken alfredo, and my least favorite is I would say fish, any kind of fish.
I definitely can relate to all of you. I definitely can relate. I love some tacos, man. I love some good tacos. That's one thing. Okay. Favorite subject in school and least favorite subject in school. We'll start with Zamoy, then we follow up with Jeslanik, and then Brandon, and then we come back to Lenroy and then Anissa.
Uh, I wouldn't say I have a favorite subject, but I guess the one I will pick is English, and my least favorite is math.
my favorite subject is science. My least favorite is English.
Okay.
My favorite subject is history, and my least favorite subject is math.
Okay.
My favorite subject is trigonometry, and my least favorite subject would be religion.
My favorite subject is math, and my least favorite subject is like just any science class, anything with science.
My when I was in high school, my least favorite subject was science. My favorite was math. But make sure make sure whoever some of you guys least favorite is math. Make sure you get up on the math, man. Make sure you gotta make sure you know your money going and stuff. But so we go on to the next one. This who was you guys favorite teacher in school? We start off with Brandon, and then we'll go backwards to just Lanik, Zomoy, Leroy, and Anissa.
My favorite teacher in school is Miss Gonzac.
Okay.
My U.S. history teacher.
My favorite teacher is Miss Joseph.
Okay. Big up Miss Donzap. Big up Miss Joseph.
I have multiple, and I would say Miss Rampasad, Miss Llanos, and yeah, that's how I could think of about right now.
Big up Miss Yanos. Big up Miss Rampasad.
My favorite teacher is Dr. Jackson. That's my English teacher.
Big up to Dr. Jackson.
My favorite teacher is Miss Phillips, my communication teacher.
You said Miss Felix?
Miss Phillips.
Oh, Miss Phillips. Okay, my apologies. Yeah, big up to Miss Phillips. Okay. Your favorite local musical artist. Favorite musical artist. So we start with the top with Anissa, and then we'll continue.
Um, my favorite music artist will have to be like probably like it have to be local or just like
Okay, so I'll give you guys if you have a local, if you don't have one, and if it's just a mainstream, then you could go with the mainstream. If you have both, then you could list both.
okay I don't have a local but mainstream I would probably say like Summer Walker or like SZA or something.
Okay.
For me, I don't think I have a local favorite artist, but for mainstream, it would be Rahul.
I don't have a local artist neither, and I would say Lil Baby and No Cap.
I don't have a favorite local, but somebody that I listen to a lot that's local is Bassi. And my favorite mainstream is Mariah the Scientist.
I have a local. His name is Fatih, and I like to listen to his songs.
Any mainstream for you, Brandon?
No, no, me and me.
No. Okay. Your favorite app on your, if you guys have a cell phone, your favorite app that you have on your cell phone, if you have one. And we'll start off with Brandon, and then we'll work our way back.
Me and my favorite app is TikTok.
TikTok, you want to plug your TikTok username to get some followers. If you want, you can plug it.
No, no, I don't use TikTok like that.
Okay, okay.
My favorite is TikTok.
If
My
I
own is
want to, my apologies, Zemoy. If I want to plug your TikTok, go ahead and plug it if I mention it, just in case. So if any social media you guys decide to um mention, if you guys want to plug it, go ahead and plug it. So my bad, Zemoy. My apologies. I think Zemoy frozen. I can hear me, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could hear you.
Yeah, okay, I think Zemoy frozen. So let me go with Leroy.
My favorite app on my phone would probably have to be between Instagram and TikTok.
My favorite app is either Snapchat or TikTok.
Oh, okay. And then I'll be looking up for Zamoy to come back in, and then we go ahead and we continue. I know this generation they don't really listen to. I mean, not listen, but don't really watch a lot of movies. But I'll ask this question to you guys, for the viewers to get to know Ayo. Do you favorite movie if you have one? We'll start with Leroy first, and then we follow up with Jez Danik, Brandon, and we finish off with Anissa.
For me, my favorite movie, we had this one movie called Three Ninjas. It's an old movie, but that's probably my favorite movie.
My favorite movie is Matilda.
My favorite movie is um, Scarface.
That's a classic, man. That's a classic. Yeah, let's our classics so far.
Um, my favorite movie have to be like Fast and Furious. I don't know which one specifically, but I probably just say like all of them.
Favorite athlete, your favorite athlete. And we start with Jeslanik, and then we follow up with Brandon, and then we work backwards, Leroy to Anisha.
My favorite athlete is Jamaran.
My gotta go with Anthony Edwards.
My favorite athlete is Kevin Durant.
My favorite athlete is Stephen Curry.
And you, Zamoy, favorite athlete? Yeah, mute Zamoy. All right, so Zamoy having issues again. Okay, so your biggest pet peeves. Biggest pet peeves. We start off with Anisha first, and then we work our way down. Biggest pet peeves, something
My
that gets on your nerve or frustrates you.
my biggest pet peeve is when people don't close them up when they're chewing. I just hate to hear like chewing sound.
Yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve too. I can't deal with people that chew their mouth open.
We go with you, Jess Lanik, and then we follow up.
That's also my biggest pet peeve. People chew with their mouth open.
Um, I say when somebody's snoring too loud.
When someone's snoring too loud, okay, yeah, that definitely drives somebody crazy. Okay, one to you could one to between 1 to 3 words that describes you as a person. So this is how we're gonna go with this. So you're gonna list one. It could be 1 to 3 words that describe you as a person, and then one word that your parents would describe you as a person, and then your coach will describe you, and your friends would describe you. So we'll go with Anissa first, Leroy, Jeslanik, and then we go up with Brandon.
Three words I would use to describe me is probably funny, curious, and adventurous. And one word my parents would use to describe me is hard headed. And for my coach, he'll probably say hard headed too. But yeah.
And what about your
Um,
friends? Your friends. Sorry, Leroy.
My friends, I don't really have a specific word because, I just be doing stuff. But probably like curious as well.
Okay.
the words I would use to describe myself is quiet, intelligent, and what's the third word? And I guess funny. One word that my parents would describe me as is disgusting. One word my coach would describe me as is I don't know because anything I feel I'm not so I can't I can't really tell you what he gonna say. Um, but my friends, I don't I don't know what they would describe me as, so I can't give an answer for that one.
Okay, go ahead, Zamoy. You could jump in here.
Uh, Three words I was describe myself with is I would say confident, passionate, and I could say funny. My parents they would say disgusting, and my friends would say like a funny person.
And what would your coach say?
My coach, to be honest, I really don't know. I would think they would say passionate.
Three things I describe myself is confident, passionate, and helpful. Um, what my parents think, I say loving. I'm a loving person, and what my friends think about me, I say I'm real. I'm a real person, and my coach, he probably say I'm passionate as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Three words to describe myself: funny, outgoing, short. One word that my parents would describe me as funny. My coach would say hard headed, and my friends would say caring.
Okay. Now, Zamoy, we'll double back on some questions so you could get to answer them. What's the favorite app you have on your phone?
I would say TikTok and Instagram.
And your favorite athlete?
Carry Owen.
And do you have a favorite? Did you mention your favorite movie?
No.
And what's your favorite movie?
I would say all the Transformers.
Okay. All right. So we gonna start getting into some in-depth questions here. But how you guys feeling? How you guys feeling so far?
I'm feeling good so
Good.
far.
Good.
Yeah, feeling good.
Everybody good? Everybody good? Everybody loose and stuff? All right. So we get into it. What? So the first question is, what inspired you guys to start playing sports? What inspired you guys to start playing sports? And we start with Anisha first, and we work our way around.
What inspired me to play sports was my brother. Like, I grew up around all boys. I have three brothers, and they used to be playing basketball in the yard. They used to just be playing any ball we have, just any sport they'll play. So that really motivated me and like sparked my interest in playing basketball and other sports as well.
What about you, Leroy?
For me, my motivation was always, just to play basketball. My motivation came from my father, from my uncles, from when I was young. Like, if I could walk, they always used just to put a ball in my hand. Say, one day you're going to be this, you're going to be a basketball player. And, that's the goal, to play basketball. So that's what inspires me every day to keep going and, to be the best I could be.
I would say my father and my three brothers. From a young age, I've been going to the old central gym. I've been going to my league and stuff, and just watching the games. And from then, I just had a love for basketball.
For me, I would say my cousins, because I grew up watching all of them play sports. And yeah.
For me, as me just watching basketball in general and how it plays, and for me, I tall already, so I feel like I could play any sport I want to. So yeah, I use that as my advantage to play sports.
Now, how has it shaped you as a person? How has sports shaped you as a person, or what's the impact you have had on you? Because sports will kind of teach you discipline. You know, it gives you confidence, etc. So, like, how has it shaped you as a person today? And we start with Brandon, and then we work our way back around.
Definitely. It helped me with discipline, and it helped me to focus on myself more. And a lot of things come with this sport, so I use it for my advantages and try my best to win and do the best I can.
I
We
would
go with
also
you.
say it helped me. I would also say discipline too, because playing sports will keep me out of trouble most of the time, and it keep me active and focused.
I would say playing sports teach me a lot of discipline and how to be humble and how to work harder and just be out the way.
Sports for me had a huge impact because it also teach me discipline, but it also taught me that if you're gonna pick up something, you can't just drop it. You have to keep going, no matter what it is. So that's why I say sports has shaped my life. Affected me in a huge way.
Playing sports helped me to become humble. It made me competitive, and it also gave me a great bit of confidence and discipline as well. Because there's always some rule you have to follow in order to play a sport or wherever you're doing.
Well said by everyone. Definitely well said. Okay. So playing sports, it takes time it takes time away from your family, it takes time away from your friends, even takes time away from your social life. So how do you guys manage, the demands of sports, school, training, and your social life? How do you guys juggle all of that together? And we'll start with Zamoy, and then we follow up with Jeslanik, Brandon, and then we'll go back around to Anisha and then Leroy.
I would say for like the past 2 years, it was hard at first because at school you have a lot of homework to do. Then you have practice. Then you have like other practice for other teams. So you'll be coming home late and you'll be tired. So by me doing that, I would like if I had homework, I would do it in school. Then I would just do my other sport activities after. So that helped me a lot.
For me, it don't really be a hassle because I work better under pressure and juggling a bunch of stuff like sports and school. It keeps me occupied. And yeah, I guess.
Yeah, sports help me keep myself active and get myself out the house. And I don't really like to be bored, so I just be active and do other activities.
For me personally, balancing school and sports was hard at first because I also play volleyball. So I used to have school, then basketball practice, then volleyball practice in the night. So I started doing was just doing my work earlier during the day or like doing it like during school, like Zamoy said, and then go to those practices and just make sure I just after that just make sure I get enough sleep for the next day tomorrow for school.
For me, at first, time management was hard because I was still young. But eventually, I had to learn that school always comes first. So therefore, I will more focus on school. Then whatever time I have left, just put it into basketball, and that's it.
So a follow-up question relating to the answers you guys give. What's the toughest part? What's the toughest part of just being a student athlete overall, if there's any? What's the toughest part? So we'll start with Leroy first, and then we'll follow up with Zamoy.
The toughest part for me about being a student athlete was how I used to manage my time because I used to sleep a lot, but I had to change the habit. Had to get up early and start doing things. If I ain't finish homework in the night, get up early in the morning and do it. So therefore, I would say that's the toughest part for me, just managing being an athlete and then a student at the same time.
I would say the toughest part for me was me turning in my work late and seeing a grade you don't want to see. So when I used to see that, I just used to pick up myself and do my work earlier so I could see a grade I really want to see.
The toughest part was for me was the same thing like what Zamoy said, trying to keep up my grades and stuff because I would be more into playing basketball than into school sometimes, basically because basketball is make me be active and doing stuff, and school wasn't really hard, but at the same time it was.
The toughest part for me was just me staying in shape and keeping my body healthy. That was kind of hard for me, but otherwise, kind of like time management too as well. But I always get through it.
For me personally, it was time management and just keeping my grades up and balancing school, work, and sports.
What motivate you guys as an athlete? Like what motivates you guys? What keeps that chip on your shoulder to be the best? What motivates you guys? And I'll start with Anisha, and then we'll follow up around Leroy.
What motivates me are like the people around me, giving me encouragement, and also knowing that there's always opportunities out there waiting for you.
What motivates me is that every day when I wake up, I have a little board on my wall saying all my goals and what I strive to become. So that's one thing that motivates me. Another thing is my family. My family always telling me keep going, keep doing this, even though I feel like I want to quit. Because sometimes, in sports, you always feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to just focus on this. But, there were major parts in my life to help me to keep going and not give up.
What motivates me is my father's legacy, because every time somebody sees me, they're gonna be like, "You're Zora's son. Like he was the best. He was the Michael Jordan of the island." So that really motivates me to like keep going and stuff.
What motivates me the most is my mother. She just pushed me to be the best that I can, and she pushed me to stay working hard. And so I always remember that there's always a goal to be reached.
My family really motivates me the most, and I mostly are the people around me because they help me in so much ways, and yeah, and I really wanted to be the best, so I want to make them man proud, and not just for me.
Okay, so do you guys have any pre-game rituals, any superstition, before a game or on game day? We'll start out with Lenroy, and then we work our way back to Anissa, then Brandon. We go backwards.
My pregame ritual is just, listening to music, just, to get locked in, just to focus on the game. So that's always my pregame ritual, just listening to music.
For my pre-game ritual, I always listen to music and just give myself words of affirmation and to just tell myself not to get in your head and just do the best you can on the court.
My pregame rituals is listening to music and the type of mood I in. Like if I in a joyful mood, I'll listen to like a band, a local band. If I in a if I'm really want to lock in, listen to rap and them other stuff.
My pregame ritual is listening to music also because it helps me calm down.
My pre-game ritual is to always pray before I play a game and thank God because you never know what's gonna happen on the court, and that's it.
Any type of food that you guys have to eat on a game day? Any type of food or anything?
Me personally, like I don't have any specific food. I mean, I'd eat early in the day, but like when it comes down, like no, I'd mostly drink like Gatorade or something, or like if I feeling like a little hungry, I'd probably drink an Inshore, and that's about it.
Okay. What about you, Brandon? You're on mute. You're on mute.
I'll probably eat 2 hours earlier and just a little meal, anything, protein,
Okay,
and that's
but
it.
that's it. But anybody have any type of specific meal? Like you guys do just eat the same thing like on a game day or nah? It's just random.
To be
It's
honest,
just
I eat the lunch food, so that, yeah.
What
yeah,
about you, Jet? Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah, I was just saying, like for me, it's random. Like sometimes I might buy lunch, or sometimes I might eat the lunchroom like once in a while. But that's basically it.
The only thing I just ever want to eat is ice cream, like all the time.
Uh, for me is anything my father to buy like before games. Like he'll buy Wendy's, McDonald's, or like chicken and fries. tenders and fries. Well, before a game, like right before a game, I would say I would eat Skittles.
For me, right before a game, if I had to eat anything, it would be Sour Patch Kids.
Okay. How do you guys handle setbacks? You know, like a setback or a tough loss. Like how do you guys handle that adversity? And we'll start with Jeslanik first, and then we'll go with Zamoy and then Brandon, and then come back around to Leroy and then Anissa.
Okay. Handling like if say we lose a game and it's like a really big game and we lose it, handling that I would just try to cheer up my team by just making a bunch of jokes and just trying to not get too much on Bo bad side because he very mad after a loss and that'll push us to know that next time we have to do better.
I would say the same thing like what Jeff said because Bo and Zoro, they don't they don't just get vexed and like when they vex, it's like you can't like I don't know how to explain it, but they'll just be vexed and like for the next game we don't try even harder because we don't want them to be vexed for the whole tournament or game.
Um, I would say just replaying my mistakes in my head, and it kind of made me a little sad, but I know I'm gonna get over it, but and do better next time. That's it.
How I handle setbacks is just to, if we lose a tough game, just gotta do better the next time. Just gotta forget about that game. Just gotta relive that game and see what I did wrong so I could fix it in the next game and don't make them same mistakes.
Whenever I lose a game, I try not to really think about it too much. Like not like take me out of my game. I just make sure I do better in the next one. So like what Samoy and just said, just don't want to hear the coach's mouth, and just make them a little happy that we win a game.
Def, def, Definitely shout out to Bo and Coach Ball and Coach Zora, man. They care so much. They care so much. They take it. You know, it's like they playing. When they coaching you guys, it's like they're playing the game playing. You know, so they don't really take it to heart. So and it's just that they care so much. You know, they care so much about you guys and care so much about winning and the sport in general. So definitely shout out to them. I enjoy watching them coach because they're so animated. You know, they're so passionate. That's the right word. They're so passionate. You know, best part about be the best part of your high school, being a part of your high school team. What was the best part about that? We start off with Lenroy, and then we'll go with Adisa, then Zamoy, Jeslanik, and then finish off with Brandon.
The best part about my high school team was um how we used to joke with each other. We just had a lot of laughs. So I feel like that memories always be stored in my head that I had a good time on this team, and we were just a team, just had a lot of chemistry together.
I would say the best part about my high school team is all the memories we made together, and all the little vlogs that we used to do and the snaps we used to make. And yeah, that's one thing I really miss about playing high school, just being close with everyone on the team.
The best memories with the team is when we were winning championships and especially like if we was in rock and we win a championship, we will go back to the hotel, get our speaker and just celebrate outside and that was one of the best memories I could ever have.
The best memories will be traveling and becoming closer to the team, being more of like a family than a team.
My best memories was, I would say, just the jokes and everyone coming together, and traveling. That's one thing, and yeah, that's it.
Now, what's favorite? What was your favorite trip? No, no. Yeah, what was your favorite? You guys' favorite trip this year? Individually, like what was your favorite trip? We start off with Brandon and we work our way backwards. Just Zanig Zamoy. Then they finish off with Nisa.
My favorite trip, I would say the Orlando trip. It was very good. I had fun. Plus, we get to see the St. Thomas come over as well, and we had a good time.
My favorite trip would be Puerto Rico, cause that's the best I ever played in my life, and it was fun. And we really had fun. And being undefeated was great.
My best trip this year was the Orlando trip. We just had a lot of jokes, and it had a game I wasn't playing too well, and my teammates showed me that they're more just than my friends. They're like my brothers, so that really showed me like they're my family.
This year, my high school team didn't have a trip.
My favorite trip would have to be the Puerto Rico trip because it gave us a chance to like bond with the other teams and just get to have new connections and just talk to everybody.
Your most, sh- if you guys, okay, your most memorable game this season. Your most memorable game this season. We'll start off with Just Lanik, then we'll follow up with Anissa, then Larry Roy, and then we go with Zamoy, then finish up with Brandon.
Um, my most memorable game was our championship in Puerto Rico.
Okay, championship game. Then we go with you, Anissa.
My most memorable game was the championship game of the fair tournament that we have every year. My last central tournament. You know, and I hate the final three of the game, and I just feel like that was memorable to me.
My most most memorable game this season was probably against Central. Um, our last game against, well, the last game I played against Central. I just feel like a good game from you.
My most memorable game was either the championship game for the free weekend or the game against SEPA in Orlando.
My most memorable game is when we overtime with Central, and I dropped like 20 points, and yeah.
The most funniest moment that you guys could remember this season. It could have been a team moment. It could be an individual moment. It could have been something that that's funny that you guys probably talk about or you think back and laugh about this season. And if you guys don't have any that you guys could say, it wasn't none. So we go ahead with Brandon and we work our way backwards, just like Niggs and boy and so on.
My most funniest moment is just um I said it was joking, the jokes. I ain't really have no not really funniest moment.
For me, it would be every time Bo would get mad and he would slam his clipboard and it will break, and then he'll come back and ask us where his clipboard, then knowing he break it. That's hilarious.
That sound like Bo. That sound like Bo.
Uh, it have so much I can't really think about one, but I would just say like when the coach is going back and forth with us, not in a bad way, but it's like they'll like say we soft and stuff, and we'll be blowing out our team, and they will just call us soft still.
My funniest moments was probably like when the coach, like cussing us about a game, and then my teammate look over at me and start smiling, and then I start to laugh because I can't take him serious. So yeah, that's probably like my funniest moment.
My funniest moment is like whenever I'd be on the bench sitting with Bo, I would just be making jokes, or we'd just be making bets during the game.
That's good. That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. I think that's one of the biggest joys, when you as you get older and you look back on your high school career. That's something you always gonna talk about is the funny moments, with your coaches and your teammates. Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years? So where do you see yourself in 5 years academically, athletically, and personally? Where you see yourself in 5 years? We'll start off with Anisha, then we'll go with Jeslanik, and then we'll go with Lenroy, Brandon, and then we finish off with Zamoy. So where you see yourself in 5 years? Academically, athletically, and personally.
Well, academically, I see myself like I already graduated college. Like mostly figuring out life, like finding a great job. Athletically, I'm not really sure, but hopefully I will make it big. And personally, I just want to be like stable and secure, like financially and with myself.
For me, if oh, it's my turn.
No, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. For me, academically, I'm finishing college. Athletically, I don't quite know if I will still be playing sports. I probably might, but I probably not do it as much. And personally, starting real estate.
Well, Leroy, and then we follow up
Um,
with Brandon.
for sports, for me, have to be NBA. In 5 years, yeah, I could see myself in NBA. If not, um, med school because that's why I'm going to college for biology. Um, and personally, I just want to be stable in whatever I do and whatever my career goal is. I just want to be able to support myself and support my family.
I see myself academically in 5 years is studying agriculture. Um, I really want to major in that. Um, I see myself playing basketball as well still. Hopefully, I play overseas one day. Um, Personally, I feel in 5 years, I want to be financially stable. I want to have at least money, you know what I'm saying? And what else is the next one?
Academically,
Yeah, academically, I want do agriculture, study agriculture.
personally,
Personally, I want to I want to go college as well. Yeah, and study agriculture.
For me, I would say finishing college, being financially stable. I would say for sports, I would say playing basketball still. And the degree I want to study in college is sports medicine.
dream job. What's your dream job? If you could have, like, what would be your dream job? If you had to choose your dream job, what would it be? And we'll start off with Zamoy, and then Jeslanik, Brandon, Leroy, then finish off with Anisha.
Uh, I would say my dream job would be chiropractor, athletic trainer, them stuff in that field. Because the person that really inspired me was Miss Bow. to do that.
My dream job would be a forensic scientist because I've always wanted to do that, and that's what I'm going to be studying in college.
We go with you, Brandon, and then follow up with Leroy and finish up with Nisha.
Um, Sorry, what's the question again?
Your dream job, like every dream job, what would be your dream job?
My dream job would be, I just say working in a restaurant probably because I really love food. And when you work in a restaurant, you know get food as well, and you don't really have to pay because you working in there.
That's true. That's true. What about you,
My
Leroy?
dream job, my dream job would be, NBA. But if it wasn't to be NBA, my other dream job would be as a general sergeant because um I feel like I could really help people in that way. And, on the island, they have a lot of surgeons that do, general surgery. So that's one of my dream jobs.
My dream job is being like an athletic trainer for like an NBA team or WNBA. Doesn't really matter. Or just owning my own practice in that field.
What advice would you give to younger kids who wants to, follow in you guys' footsteps? What advice you guys would give to younger kids? So any young kids that's watching, maybe some young kids might be watching this in the next few years. What advice, your message to them that would, when they want to follow in your footsteps? We'll start off with Zamoy, and then we'll go with Nisha, Leroy, Brandon, and finish off with Jeslanik.
The advice I'll give is a quote that I always say, and is work in silence and let your success speak louder, and just keep working hard.
Advice I would give to younger kids is just to make sure you stay on the right path, whether it's school or any activities you're doing outside of school. But specifically for girls playing in a I would tell them never lose confidence, never give up on your dreams, always strive for the best, and just do what you have to do.
My biggest advice is to stay focused, stay out the way, and be on that grind, lock in.
Next,
Um, my biggest advice to the kids at the VI is to never let anybody tell you that you can't do what you know you could do. So don't leave anybody tell you wherever you want to pursue. Don't leave anybody tell you that you can't do it or that's a crazy dream or be realistic because if you believe in yourself enough, you can achieve what you want to achieve.
My advice would be if you feel like you want to do something, just go for it, no matter how much experience you have, and keep striving for greatness.
well said, everyone. Well said. That was definitely definitely some great messages. Some great messages. So I definitely commend you guys, for sharing that for the future kids that's gonna be watching this. What's one lesson you have learned, from sports that you will carry on with you, beyond high school, something you have learned. And we'll start off with Jeslanik, then we'll go with Brandon, Anisha, Leroy, and finish up with Zamoy.
One lesson I learned is that it's okay to make mistakes.
Um, One lesson I've learned is to just never stay stuck on your mistakes and never lose hope.
One lesson that I learned is to when you lose, always get back up and don't stress about it, cause it gonna always be another day.
My lesson that I learned is that things ain't gonna always go the way that you plan them. So you're gonna have some rough days, you're gonna have some bad days, but you gotta keep pushing, you gotta push through that. That's why you're not overcoming it.
One thing I learned is never keep your head down. I always keep pushing and just keep your head on.
All right, so we kind of winding down. We kind of winding down. I got a couple more questions for you guys. Who's so I could word this. Who have had who's an athlete or who's some athletes or coaches, right, that you have looked up to and how they have influenced you. And we'll start off with Brandon, and then we work our way back and finish off with Anisha.
Um, my coaches, big up to my coaches, Nick, Lynch, and Rubio. They are motivating me to do the best I can, and they train me every day, and they made sure I never give up on basketball, cause it had some days I wanted to give up, but they always kept me on track. So yeah.
Wow, definitely big up to them.
Wait.
Um, for me, my coaches would be Coach Basic, Coach Tegan. They inspire me a lot. And if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would be here in this position where I'm at right now. So, I always got to thank them. Oh, Coach Baker too. I always got to thank them because it's like I could have been on a whole different path right now if it wasn't for their influence on me and telling me you could do it, you could play D1, you could go to the NBA. So I always got, give my kudos to them for pushing me and inspiring me.
Big up to them. Big up to them.
I would say somebody who majorly inspired me is Lanice. Like, I love her confidence and the way how she plays the game. And she, every time we playing, she always there and she pushes me to do my best on the court. And she just pushes me to strive for greatness.
For me, the coaches that inspired me was Coach Tegan, Coach Bo, Coach Zoro, Lanice, um, Baker, and for them, they always been around me from since a young age because they know my family well. And this other person isn't a coach, but he's my brother, and his name is Rashid. But he always pushing me.
Really big up to them.
For me, the coach will be Lanis. She does she does give me the best words of affirmation, and she gives me confidence, and she pushes me to be a better athlete. And she'd always tell me that it's okay to make mistakes and to just be myself.
So we had a viewer question, and I'll pop it up on the screen. And Tegan, we kind of mentioned the individuals, who the scholarships are named after. But for you guys to answer, so the question is, I'm curious to know, do they know all the individuals who the scholarship honor and how they feel about the nomination? And that's a great question. So as you guys can see, do y'all know all the individuals who the scholarships honor? Do you guys know? So I'll start off with Derek Miller. Do any of you guys know who Derek Miller is? Or
No,
heard of the or I've heard of the name?
I heard of the name. I know. I think he was a coach. He was a coach for the girls varsity team for complex, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. Anybody else? Anybody else heard Derek Miller?
I never really heard of him, no.
Okay, so Derek Miller, girls basketball coach, a legend, I mean, he's been involved in sports pretty much all his life. He coached baseball as well for Complex. He's been an inspiration for so many athletes. Boys and girls coming out of St. Croix Educational Complex. He's a Hall of Famer, and he have inspired so many athletes. And like I said, you know, he's been coaching for over 30, 40 years. So definitely shout out to Derek Miller. You know, and we are some of the names I've seen in the chat are Carrier Shepard, Rika Shepard, Kevin Shepard. As myself, he have coached us and he's been an inspiration to us. So Derek Miller. How about you guys know Dana Bow? And again, Dana Bow been coaching for a very very long time as well too. You guys know. Definitely shout out to Bow as well. He has coached so many athletes and been a part of the Virgin Islands national team, and he has inspired so many athletes, and he's been on a journey himself. He have even inspired so many athletes outside of the Virgin Islands and St. Croix as well, giving them opportunities to get scholarships and so on. Do you guys know who is Dean Haywood, the bus? Anybody?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so you guys heard of him. Same thing. Legend like Bow and Derek Miller, been a part of St. Croix Educational Complex boys basketball team. He's the OG. He was the first coach, the most winningest coach in St. Croix Educational Complex. He inspires so many athletes, male and female, even though he only coached male at Complex, but now he coach females at John H. Woodson. So he's been a inspiration for so many athletes, and going back to his days teaching at St. Patrick's as well too. Farmer athlete, former Hall of Famer, a Mandem legend in adult league, along with Zamoy's dad, Zorro, and I saw Shotgun in the chat as well too. I also play with them as well, so he's been an inspiration. All these individuals has been inspiration to the Virgin Islands and so many athletes that's pretty much living all over the world. So their impact is so amazing. They've been doing it for so many years. So it's very important. So hopefully in the future we have like a Hall of Fame where you got student athletes could get to really learn and know about them and read up on them. And hopefully they could be in the history books where athletes could kind of read and see photos of them. And last but not least, we have our Kevin Shepard. As you guys know who Kevin Shepard is. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
him.
All right. Just making sure, man. I hope I ain't putting you out to sleep, man. Sometimes I could be long-winded, so but same thing with Kevin Shepard, man. He's been an inspiration for so many of you guys and so many athletes. He's been doing it for over. He's been an inspiration for over 25, 30 years, I could say. He's been an inspiration to me. Definitely been a big inspiration to me. He's one of the reasons why I got into college and so on. So you guys know who Kevin Shepard is. He's part of the C.B.A. and he sacrificed his time so much for so many athletes. You know, and he played basketball overseas. He's been an inspiration for even players overseas. You go around Puerto Rico and even some parts of the U.S. and many individuals talk about Kevin Shepard and how great he was as a basketball player, but even greater as a person. And all the sacrifice he made for so many individuals abroad. So definitely, so for individuals, the scholarships honor that you guys are nominated for has been just been amazing and important to so many people's lives. Last question I have for you. Might be the last question I have for you guys. Your personal role models. Who has been the biggest influence in your life? Your personal role model, somebody that you look up to, somebody that you look at that motivates you to do better, to strive to be better. Maybe you might be making a bad decision in life. We all been through that, young. And sometimes, their voice might pop in our head and make us make the right decision. So some of your personal role models, it'll be good for you guys to kind of list their name, and say who they are. So and I'll start off with the ladies first, and I'll start with Anisha. Then we go with Jesdanique. We'll go with Brandon, Zamoy, and then we finish up with Leroy.
Oh,
Biggest role model outside of sports.
outside of sports, my biggest role model will have to be my mom, Tanisha Joseph. Like, regardless of anything, she's always there to pick me up. When I cry, she always there. She have my back, giving me advice. Even when I make the dumbest decisions ever, she on my case about it. But at the end of the day, she just pushing me to do good for myself, like pushing me to be the best version of myself.
For me, it will also be my mom, Lafayette Graham. She's just a person that's very dependable. She always there no matter the situation, and she always know the right words to say. And she'd always remind me that she once been my age and she know the life. And she'd just give me words of affirmation to always make me remember that I could do better and I don't always have to say I gonna give up.
I will say my mom as well. My mom, I don't know I could what would I do without my mom. She's everything. She helped me with a lot. She helped me with sports. She pushed me to do better next time, and yeah, she motivated me the most out of anybody. Thank you.
Brandon, if you don't mind, it's up to you. Do you want to share your mom name?
Oh yeah, my mom name Charlene Nelson.
Okay. And Jesdanique, did you share the name? Sorry if I missed it.
Yeah, Lafayette Graham.
Okay. My apologies. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, Zamoy.
For me, I would say my mother and my brother, Rashid Swanston, and another one of Swanston. They've always pushed me to be a better person and the person I am today because every minute they're in my ear to do this, to do that. So they really keep me motivated and passionate about everything.
For me, my personal role models will have to be my father and my uncles because they always had my back no matter what. And they always tell me no matter what decision I make in life, they're gonna be fully there to support it unless it's a dumb one. Um, my father, he always pushed me throughout life. If I had a bad day, calling me, asking me what's going on, this and that. He always reminded me, to do good in school. I always told me if I ever mess up in school, he coming to the school for me. So, that's a voice that that I hear in my head to say, you gotta do this. You gotta be the best. Well, no matter what it is, you just have to be the best in it. Whether it's school, basketball, wherever you pursue in life, he always tells me just be the best at what you do. So that will have to be my personal role. Lenry Richardson, that's his name.
Well said. I appreciate you guys sharing that. That really touched my heart. Each individual, you guys shared that, and I wanted you guys to mention their name just because it's important that we mention names, especially when we on video or we on a stream, because sometimes and that's a way where their name could kind of live on forever, as you can see where the world is going with technology and stuff like that, and they mean so much to you guys that it's important. I feel like it's important that you guys mention their names so everybody know who that individual is, because a lot of the time role models be behind the scene, they sacrifice so much, they do what they got to do to make ends meet, etc. And only they know what they go through, and you guys know what they go through. But as far as like the public, we don't know what they go through. So it's very important we take time out to show some appreciation to all the role models, all the parents, all the relatives, friends, coaches, and so on. It's very important. We go through life, especially when we're young, like you guys age, we don't realize the sacrifice that adults make. So it's definitely sometimes we got to take our time to personally acknowledge them and show our love and thank them for all the hard work and dedication and sacrifices, you know. And we have a question here from the great the voice, Tegan. What universities or college they are that what excuse me, what universities or college you guys are looking at or will be attending and where? We start off with Leroy, then we go with Zamoy, Brandon, Jeslady, and we finish up with Anisha.
The colleges I was looking at was Jacksonville University, South Carolina State, and Bar University. But for me, I would be either attending Jacksonville University, located in Jacksonville, Florida, or I'll be going to prep school.
For me, I would say Tennessee State, South Carolina University, and Johnson C. Smith. But the one I'm looking at the most is Tennessee State University.
For me, I will be serving 3 years in the military. Hopefully, after the 3 years is up, I will attend a college. So my benefits from the military could pay for my college tuition and study agriculture business.
The colleges I'm looking into is Georgia State University and UVI in St. Thomas.
The colleges that I'm looking into are South Carolina State University and UVI St. Thomas. But most likely, I'll be attending South Carolina State University.
Okay, nice, nice. So I'm gonna bring up, Kevin Shepard. I know he probably will have to say, would like to say a few words to all the nominees. And once again, congratulations to you guys. Also, I want you guys to kind of, thank him as well too, and thank him, not just him, because we have is the whole team, just thank the CBA, and what this nomination means to you guys, etc. So I'll definitely bring the great Kevin Shepard up.
Yeah, you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, we
first
can
of
hear
all,
you.
great job, guys. I got one of my favorite questions I need to ask each and every one of you. This is my last question. No more questions after this. When I was a player, I had a pre-game what you would call it, like a small man on my shoulder that I used to talk to, like a crazy man. So, for instance, if I were playing against Central, I would have been like, "Yeah, I'm about to destroy these Caribs tonight. I'm about to mash up these Hawks tonight. They know who I be. I'm about to drop 50 on these boys." What's your guys' pre-game ritual before you go into a game? Because I always believe, even when I play against Team USA, that I was gonna win, even though we did get crushed by 40. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In my mind, in my crazy mind, I believe I was the greatest. What's your when you face your rival, what was your mindset? Where you were going into the game thinking? Let me start with
Great,
Anisha.
great question.
Me personally, I'd always tell myself like, ain't nobody stopping me on the court. Like, my confidence level is be way up there.
I like that. I like that. Superman, Lenroy. I call him Superman, by the way, for
For me,
all you guys who don't know.
for me, my task would be just going to the game and just do whatever you have to do. Do your role, no matter what it is. So if it's getting rebounds that game, if I ain't scoring, I'll do something. I don't get rebounds. If I ain't getting rebounds, I don't get blocks. If I ain't getting blocks, I don't get steals. So it's always something. there for me to do.
No trash talking. You don't believe in the trash talking thing.
Now,
Okay, okay, okay. Brandon.
I'll say just me hyping up myself, telling myself I could do this, and that nobody is better than me, and um, yeah, sometimes a little trash talking too kind of hype myself up, and yeah, that's it.
Well, give me an example of your trash talking. That's what I'm searching for. What you to tell yourself?
Me,
Keep it clean.
like give me that, when I block your shot, I just be like, give me that, you know what I'm saying, like, and they
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Boy.
For me, I would just say like in my head, these man can't guard me, and like I would drop this amount of points. And for trash talk, I like the trash talk because that's what get me hype in the game. So yeah.
So give me a line. Give me one of your favorite line you'd drop on your opponent.
Uh
You know who my daddy be? You say that?
no 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 no.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Like I would say like after I score on somebody, I would just tell them you can't guard me or you could never guard me.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Jez, what's your favorite knockout punch? Where your punchline is?
For me, I'll just go into the game thinking that I have to play the most defense ever, and I could stop anybody. And if I have the ball to just fling it, shoot every shot.
I like that. Well, hey man, I am so proud of you guys tonight. You guys definitely articulate yourself very, very well. I know the Virgin Islands community, especially out there in the diaspora in the United States, definitely appreciate this. So many people are texting me and my text like, yeah, you guys definitely handle yourself very, very well. Like I mentioned, everybody in the cast will get something towards your college, but the winners will definitely get $1,000 a piece. So don't spend it all on a pair of Jordan and on a chain Leroy, right? Try to put it toward books, something. But everybody will get something. Okay. Well, the winners obviously is going to be announced. We're going to vote on it as a crew. But I was very, very impressed with you guys. You guys handled yourself. Mumba, this is probably one of our best group of nominees we've had in a long time, who definitely was very professional. You guys was on time. We didn't have to hunt you guys down like the previous ones before. Um, you spoke very well. Yeah, I'm very proud. If anybody out there who want to donate to Choices Basketball Association, we are 501c3 to give all of these guys $1,000. We wish we could give everybody 1,000. Unfortunately, we can't, but we're gonna do our best to make sure everybody gets something. But if you guys say, "Hey, man, all these guys are worthy," go and check out Choices Basketball Association.org and donate $1,000. We definitely will take a picture of you and take a picture of the collegiate athlete, and we'll definitely put you out there. So much love, man. I really appreciate you guys. We love doing what we're doing. I love what Mumbai is doing as well. He doesn't give himself a lot of credit. I do. I like to toot his hand because he dedicates his time, and he's always with us, even though he's in the mainland. And I want you guys to give him a lot of thanks as well. But
Appreciate it.
much love, man. Mumba, great job. Great
Thank you.
interview.
Thank you.
I was definitely not bored. I wish I could watch another hour. I can't believe an hour and a half went by so quickly. But
Yeah.
you guys did a great job.
Yeah. Thank you, Tegan. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Nominees, tonight is your night. Is any big ups, any shout outs you guys want to give? Is the floor is yours to give any shout outs, big up your coaches, your teachers, your friends, your parents, your family, and so on. So this is the time, before we close out. And I just want to say thank you guys, man. You guys was amazing. You guys, man, I couldn't. This was great. You guys answered the questions like Tia said articulately, you know, and it was some great information and answers that you guys gave, and we all definitely got to learn about you guys. So You guys did an amazing job. I think this is probably the best overall,
Yeah.
so which is good. So that's me. We just improving and we getting better. We getting better. I want, and before I give it the floor to the nominees, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's associated with CBA. The boss lady, Carrie Ann, the real deal. Shout out to Dean Haywood, Kevin Shepard, Bow, Coach Bow, Spud. Shout out to Karen and congrats to Karen and the accomplishment she just got as well too.
HBCU, AD of the year again. So
Yeah,
that's back
AD.
doing a
Yeah,
great
so
job.
definitely. Yeah, so congratulations to her.
Big up to Coach Landis as
Congratulations
well.
to Coach Nalis as well. So thank you guys for all the hard work that you guys do. So I love all you guys. Appreciate you guys for that. So at least nominees, any big ups, shout outs, the floor is yours.
I'll say shout out to my parents, Tanisha Joseph and Roy Joseph. Well, did I call you Shaggy? I just want to say shout out to my coaches, Bao, Alanis. Shout out to Zora as well. And I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to receive a scholarship for any college that I'm going to.
Glenn Roy.
For me, I want to shout out my family, my mother, Chantal Taylor, my father, Larry Richardson. I also want to shout out my coaches, Coach Floyd, Coach Basie, Coach Teagan, Coach Baker. Just want to shout out all of you. Um, and for me, I feel like this was a great opportunity for me, and I'm blessed, to be nominated for a scholarship towards my goal and ambitions. I just want to say thank you guys.
I wanted to say shout out to my parents, my mom and my father, Charlie Nelson, Michael Springer, um, and my grandmother as well, Veronica Prescott. I want to shout out my coaches as well, Rubio Haywood, Nick, and Mr. Lynch. Without Rubio, I probably wouldn't be playing basketball, but he helped me a lot throughout my season. And it was a rough season, but we pushed through it, and it was a good opportunity. I really had fun, and thank you for the nomination again. Thank you.
Well said, well said.
I just want to big up my parents, Anelta Wana Swanston, Keith Swanston, my brothers, Rashid, Rakim, Zamari, my coaches, Lanis, Bo, Zoro, Tegan, my doctor, Miss Bo, and everybody that been around me from since at small child. And I just want to say thank you for this nomination. It really means a lot.
I like to big up my coaches, Lani and Bo, and a shout out to my whole family, especially my mother, Lafayette Graham. And the biggest shout out goes to my cousin, Chipo, Karim Pinias, everybody. And thank you for this nomination.
Well said, guys.
Well
Bomba,
said.
take me home.
Well, viewers, I appreciate you guys tuning in. All the viewers that are tuned in and supported all the high school athletes that's nominated for the different CBA scholarships of the CBA scholarships. Again, shout out to Donna Ball, shout out to Derek Miller, shout out to Kevin Shepard, and shout out to the boss, Dean Haywood. I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all the viewers that tune in and supported these amazing high school athletes. And, good luck to you guys in the future. You know, I wish you guys the best, and I wish all your family and everyone the best, So everybody have a good night and be safe. Much love, VI for life. Elite Podcast, CBA, we out.